Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery here with Smart Money Alliance and IIMFL. It is a beautiful Monday morning, 7:59 a.m. Central on Monday, September 21st, 2020. We get together most Mondays through Fridays at 8 o'clock Central at this time to talk tips, talk strategy, talk shop, updates, and so forth for our distribution partners. We have a number of different types of distribution partners. We have affiliates, financial literacy educators, branch office managers, and most recently we started adding joint venture partners. So regardless of which hat you're wearing, welcome to the call, and we'll try to make it well worth your time. A couple quick updates, and they somewhat tie together. So first of all, on the iimfl.org website, so the homepage is here, but we're talking about the small business certification, which can be accessed by clicking here or simply on the menu bar. We have made what I think is a significant change and improvement. And so consistent with our desire to be very transparent, we have now added access to all 4 lessons to the general public. So you'll see the week 1 topic on business planning. You can click here and watch that topic in its entirety. Week 2, click on business credit, watch that topic in its entirety. Week 3, financial management here, and week 4 on banking and money. Why did we do this? Does this reduce the demand for participation in the small business certification? Well, we've done it to be transparent, but also to have a more educated client base. Now, what you and I know is that the secret sauce to this is not simply the educational message, but it's tying the educational message in with implementation of the client's experience. So now, before clients enroll, if they would like, they can go ahead and audit any or all of the weekly lessons. It doesn't reduce the need for what we do, what you do, how we help them, but it will make them more aware and more educated. It's also a great learning tool for you, because if you're considering teaching this curriculum yourself, then here you are. You now have access to on-demand lessons to listen to. So this doesn't change the client implementation. When they do enroll in the small business certification, we will prompt them to watch the appropriate lesson. We'll send them the participant guide, and then their financial literacy educator will be working with them on the implementation. So the program hasn't changed a bit. What we're just doing is making it aware, making our prospective referral partners, our prospective clients, and even you all now have access to the lessons at your convenience. So let me know if you have any questions on that. I want to focus on 2 of the slides that are in week 4's topic, banking and money. So if my Zoom cooperates, I'm going to pull over the banking and money, and you should be seeing this. If not, go ahead and make a little note in the chat box, the Q&A box of Zoom, but you should be now seeing some slides from the 4th lesson on banking and money. So with that being said, on slide 29, so you know, this is banking and money, right? So we're talking about banking and money. We're using the award-winning FDIC curriculum that's promoted by the SBA, and then it's part of the small business certification that we've exclusively been allowed to teach. But specifically, 2 slides I wanted to review with you. Again, you can go watch all of them. I just showed you where the link is. But we do have a page on the banking and money that talks about some of our more innovative sources of capital. The small business loan program, which is available to startup businesses, 20,000 to 250,000, can go above that in some instances, but typically 20 to 250, 36 to 60 month repayment terms. Secondly, the Community Advantage program, 35,000 to $250,000, 12 to 60 month repayment terms. We have low credit score requirements on this. This program here is golden because it's really designed for those that aren't able to get funding elsewhere. low credit score requirements, very reasonable interest rates. We have the Reopen Express, which is smaller. I really like the Restart Recovery Program. This is for existing businesses that are coming back from the pandemic, and it can provide 2 months of working capital up to $50,000. Interest rates start as low as 2.75. And then, of course, there's many other funding sources available. There's almost a limitless number of funding sources. And as we've talked so many times, there are different types of capital, and each have their own underwriting criteria. So we never want to allow a client to fall into the false mindset of, oh, I don't qualify. We don't qualify for what, right? Because there's many different sources of capital. It's like saying, well, I can't get into college. Well, you can't get into which college? Harvard? Well, that is hard. Junior college, not so hard, right? So we have to help clients understand that there are many different sources of capital. And we do have this, you might not have seen this before, but we do have a list of some of these common options. This is not an exclusive list, just some examples to let them know, yes, there's a very high probability that we're going to be able to help them get funded. Now let's step back. So we know there are not three main ways. There are only 3 ways that a business can access capital to grow. There's only 3. Number 1 is debt-based, and those are the types of instruments that are loans that we agree to pay back. Could be a loan, a line of credit, business credit card, so forth. And you'll see in lesson 4, we talk about all of those different options. So there's debt-based, and then there's also equity-based, right? So that's money that we don't have to pay back, because instead, whomever is contributing capital is expecting to participate in the growth and the profitability of the company. The third option that we often overlook is earned income. So again, 3 ways to get capital to grow a business: debt-based, money that we borrow, promise to pay back; equity-based, money that we get, we don't have to pay back; and then earned income. Well, earned income is a quite simple concept that often is overlooked by most entrepreneurs. Earned income is, well, let's go sell something, right? We need to sell a product or a service, something that generates revenue. And if that revenue is greater than the expense, now we have profit. And when we have profit, we could potentially reinvest that back into our business to grow. I can tell you that it's not unusual that we see people that come to us and they just overlook the fact that earned income is a really good way to go. So with that being said, we have launched the Opportunity Fund, and I'm going to bring that slide up here, and you can get the long version by going through the full training. But the Opportunity Fund is highlighted here. So it is a mechanism that can be used in combination with debt-based capital raises or equity-based capital raises that adds earned income. So let's talk about the Opportunity Fund for a moment. And again, you'll see that this is part of lesson 4. So if you want the longer version, the longer description, then go view lesson 4 in its entirety. So our nonprofit has been exclusively selected to administer the Opportunity Fund. The goal is to put in capital into the business's banking account. That accomplishes several things. Number 1, it gives them some working capital, which is obvious, but also it's going to improve their access to capital because now they look stronger on paper. Now their financial statements are stronger, right? Because they're showing more income coming in. Their profit and loss, their income statement is now stronger than it was before. Their bank rating, which if you don't know how bank ratings are calculated, watch lesson 4 and you'll learn about it. But now they have a stronger they should have a stronger bank rating. That helps their access to capital. Obviously, it's improving their cash flow. So Opportunity Fund, administered exclusively through us, injecting capital into our clients that are participating in the 4-week program. Thirdly, it was built off of the SCORE model. The SCORE model, if you're not familiar with SCORE, you can go to score.org. And the SCORE model's been around for over 50 years. And the concept is talented people volunteer their time to help other small businesses. That's the SCORE model in a synopsis. This opportunity fund is similar to that. So how does it work? Well, anyone that wants to participate in the opportunity fund will volunteer a few hours. Could be a couple hours a month, could be more, a couple hours a week. What they're doing is helping us spread the word about financial literacy. Oh, they're out selling things to people. No, absolutely not. What they're doing is they're interfacing with key influencers, churches, chambers, co-working spaces, and so forth, and helping us set up affinity relationships. Obviously, doesn't cost anything to be plugged into the opportunity fund, but they're paid. And so then what we do is we work with them to select a monthly budget. So how much money do they want deposited into their business bank account each month? We prefer to do it in one of 4 increments as shown on the screen. Do they want a $2,500 monthly increase, $5,000, $7,500, or $10,000? It doesn't have to cap at $10,000, but those are the 4 structured approaches. And so then we work with them through the opportunity fund to inject that extra income into their business account. And as I mentioned earlier, it goes into their business checking account, gives them working capital, and improves their access to capital because now they look stronger on paper. So with that, I want to open it up to questions that any of you have today about the 3 things that we've talked about. First, we talked about that the training classes are now available to everyone on the IIMFL website. All 4 lessons are now very visible and available. Number 2, we took a quick look at some of the different funding options that are available that are also mentioned in lesson 4. And then lastly, the screen that we're looking at now, we did talk about the opportunity fund. If this doesn't resonate as a big deal to you, I think it soon will. Because again, there's a lot of small business owners that their problem is they don't have the earned income to maybe pay their bills. Maybe their credit's challenged. Well, if you don't have enough money to pay your bills, you can probably better believe that your credit's going to be jacked up, right? So often, regardless of the demand for debt-based capital and or equity-based capital, in some cases, we just need some earned income in that business. And so this opportunity fund provides them the opportunity, the way to get some earned income if whatever they're doing isn't working. You know, if they're selling pottery and they can just turn up the volume and start selling some more pottery and generate some more profit, they wouldn't need the opportunity fund. But I can tell you, a lot of the small businesses that come to us do in fact need that. All right, so let's get into your questions. And again, thank you all for joining us. We've got a lot of bright minds on the webinar. We've got Alyssa, Angela, Anne Marie, April, Kwong, Elena, Galaxy, Jennifer, Joseph, Kwamina, Madison, Margaret, Monique, Peggy, Peter, Robert, Sanya, Tony, Will, William, and others. And so, you know, this is your chance to give us feedback of what are we not clear on? What questions do you have? What do you need to do so we can go implement this? All right, so Will ask, who becomes the mentor in the program? Well, and the mentor is more of a verb, so it's who's going to do the mentoring. Normally, the branch manager or joint venture partner will do the mentoring or have someone on their team that's going to do the mentoring. If you're not coming to us through a joint venture relationship or a branch, then you might be a financial literacy educator. Then you might be doing the mentoring. Affiliates don't do the mentoring. Affiliates say, no, I just want to refer in and get out of the way. Just send me my money. And so then someone else will be assigned, and Jennifer assigns the mentors. So Bill, your question's a good one. And so the answer is it depends how the client is generated, who becomes the mentor. But of course, if you're a branch manager or a joint venture partner, then normally you or someone on your team would become the mentor. All right, and then we got a question, how we enroll. And so let me go ahead and minimize this. And so we have the Small Business Certification Program. We provide each of you a landing page. This is an example of a landing page. You're provided this free. Get this from Jennifer. And then you would enroll by submitting you or your prospects' information here. That will come into us. That'll drop them into the drip marketing campaign, and we can send them the Small Business Certification DocuSign, which would allow them to enroll. So hopefully that was your question about how to enroll in the Small Business Certification. If I missed that, let me know. Okay, Bill asked, are we as branch managers eligible to mentor? Absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely, and I think you probably typed that before I answered. Yeah, normally joint venture partners and or branch offices, they are doing the mentoring or have someone within their organization that's doing the mentoring. If you're a financial literacy educator and you're appointed, you're licensed with this, then obviously we hope that you do the mentoring. If you're an affiliate, you would never do the mentoring because that's by definition, you don't want to do it. You just want to refer in and get paid. All right, so Peggy then asked, will the mentor and again, it's okay to use the word mentor, but just I don't want anyone to get confused to think, oh, there's another role. No, the mentor is just the process of working with the client through this 4-week sequence, right? And so the mentor is not a different role. It's an assigned function, if you will. Okay, but Peggy asked, will they assist these businesses with making a decision? I don't know what decision you're asking about, Peggy, so if you can restate that question, I'll try to answer it better. No, the Small Business Certification Program is that's what I was saying, Peter. It hasn't changed. It's $396 to go through the curriculum, to have a financial literacy educator assist you through the process. So nothing has changed. We're enrolling clients every day into this. What we're saying is that the education should be made available to everyone. And from this, it's going to create a more educated prospect pool. So, there are YouTube videos, unless you're out teaching them face-to-face, but these here are the on-demand YouTube videos. And just because they've had access to the 4 YouTube videos doesn't mean that they're less likely to need the help with the implementation. In contrast, it's probably that they're much more likely ready to move forward because they now better understand the process. We've essentially removed the sales process from the equation, right? Now, have them watch the educational sessions and you have a very high probability they're going to say, yeah, I want to implement, because otherwise all they have is the education. They don't have the implementation. Sorry for the confusion on that, Peter, but the pricing is the same. The value proposition is the same. It's just we're allowing them, before we were allowing them to sample one lesson, if you remember. Now we allow them to sample all 4. We had a great training here Friday. A number of you came in. We did the Friday face-to-face certification training, and part of the training is getting on the phone and talking to executive directors of chambers of commerce or other affinity prospects. And this is what they want. They want to know what we're going to be teaching. And you know what happens after they know what we're teaching? They love it, because this is valuable, it's practical, it's award-winning curriculum. Thank you, Peter. So how do you get into the Opportunity Fund? The Opportunity Fund, I guess I've navigated away from that, although we make reference to it again in week 4, is just simply go through the curriculum, and then part of the implementation of the capital raise, if you will, can be the Opportunity Fund. Because again, there's 3 types of capital raises to grow a business, right? Debt-based, equity-based, earned income. So we're not going to go help them sell pottery or make donuts or whatever, give massages or whatever their business is, but we can certainly plug them into the Opportunity Fund if they need help generating earned income. Of course, our bread and butter is helping them access debt and or equity-based capital. All right. Lisa asks, what level do you need to participate in Opportunity Fund? It's just a benefit of going through this curriculum. So anyone that's enrolled in the small business certification is able to leverage the Opportunity Fund. Sorry for the confusion on that. Peggy says some people will not know what they need. That's exactly correct. And so that's why we go through this systematic, that's why this exists. There's many, many small businesses that want capital, but they don't know what the right type of capital is. They often don't meet the underwriting criteria. They need the technical assistance, the TA. That's, Peggy, what you and I do. So that's exactly why this exists. We're just making it transparent to say, hey, not only will we tell you what you're going to learn in these lessons, you can go ahead and in advance and view them and validate the value of what we're offering, because it's strong. And if you all haven't gone through this, you need to. You know, before you had to enroll to go through it. Now, we're not going to help you do the implementation unless it's a client situation, but as far as looking at the education, it's all there. All right. Angela says, thanks for the training on Friday. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for coming in. We enjoyed spending the day with you. Anna Marie says, what if we want to go through the program, but we don't have the money? Not a problem. Become an affiliate, and you can do that up here on the career page. And you can become an affiliate, earn great income, costs nothing, Anna Marie, to become an affiliate and generate some earned income. And so thank you for reiterating the point. Some people just need some earned income. And so through the Opportunity Fund, through the affiliate program, we have the ticket. You and I have the ticket now, Anna Marie, to help so many small businesses, because there's only 3 arrows in anyone's quiver: debt-based capital, equity-based capital, or earned income. And you and I uniquely are positioned to help them with any or all 3 of those, including yourself. Yep. So again, for accessing the Opportunity Fund, just go through the small business certification, and then part of the capital match, we can plug in the Opportunity Fund as part of the capital match. So it's just going through the 4-week process. We're just clarifying that this is one method, one source of capital, different than debt-based. You don't have to pay it back. Different than equity-based. You don't have to give away part of your business or sell shares in your business. It's earned income. Peter asked about the landing page. The landing page is available from Jennifer once you've had one conversion. And Peter, this isn't the case with you, but we have so many people that say, oh yeah, I want this, want that, and they do nothing. And so we said, no, if you want a free landing page, because it's not free to us, it's free to you, then have one conversion as an affiliate. And then we'll set this up, and normally we'll get it set up within 24, 48 hours, and then that'll be a unique link up here, up front for you. But nothing has changed today. We're just simply providing greater clarification, greater transparency. So the cost to the SBC hasn't changed. The value proposition to the SBC, the small business certification, hasn't changed. How you get a free landing page hasn't changed. We're just simply saying, hey, by the way, we've got all the education available for people to audit if they want to audit. That doesn't mean they've gone through the class for free. It just means they've got the educational portion. And the Opportunity Fund is just being clarified that it's one source of capital that's accessed through the program. Oh, Peggy says they don't know which program to choose. They only need to choose from one, in my mind, the small business certification. So they choose from one, small business certification. If they don't know if they want to do the small business certification, then educate them. You can educate them in a couple minutes here, or you can let them educate themselves by going through all 4 modules. And a logical person's going to come to the conclusion, wow, this is good. I want to do it. I'm going to do it. But keep it simple. It's a choice of one. I would make it real simple. I would lead, just like we talked about at the training Friday. I'd lead with this, small business certification. And I'd end with this, small business certification. Now, after we finish the 4-week curriculum, if they want further assistance beyond the capital match, then we certainly can. We can talk to them how we can assist them further. But I'd keep it simple if I were you. All right, Peter says he likes it. Thank you, Peter. It says it cast a wider net. I agree. You'll know how your conversions are on your landing page, right? Because you're going to drive people into it. And each time you have a conversion, you're going to be notified via Post Affiliate Pro that the conversion has occurred and a commission is due. So you'll never not know how your conversions are doing from your landing page, because you'll be able to log in to your back office of Post Affiliate Pro and see the conversions, and it should email you notification each time there is a conversion. So tracking is perfect. All right, Peter asked, if I were to offer the small business certification as a continuing ed course in college, what is your suggestion to structure it? That's a really good point. And so when I was a college professor, I taught credit earning students, but had some involvement in a little bit of involvement in the CE side. And Peter's onto something really important here that I didn't even think to bring up. Certainly, we talk about going to key influencers, churches, chambers, co-working spaces, associations, organizations, but Peter's right. You could go to a community college, most likely, and offer to set this up as a CE course. Now, here's what I've learned about doing that, and I've taught CE courses with a couple different colleges over the years, is that if you want to run it through them, then it becomes their program, and the fee structure may be changed because they may want to have a pricing model that is consistent with their other CE courses. But with that being said, I would certainly talk to every key influencer I could, including the CE departments of community colleges, and see if there's not a way that we could collaborate on this. I think that's an excellent idea, Peter. But I think it starts with talking to the contact person, explaining what we do, and encouraging them to do what? Why don't you watch the 4 lessons and see the value? This is award-winning curriculum developed by the FDIC, promoted by the SBA. And so this is good. We don't have to hide or shriek or be concerned, well, if they really knew what we were teaching, they wouldn't want to do it. It's just the opposite. Now, remember, our best practice has been in the past, offer the first class free and then kind of allow them to audit your class if you're teaching in person. And so that still continues. So if you're teaching these 4 weeks in person, what I would recommend is considering allowing anyone and everyone, still register them, but allow them to attend the first class for free. And then if they want to implement and continue on, then they need to enroll and pay. Here we're dealing with a virtual environment. So here we're saying, hey, watch any or all of the lessons to make sure that you feel comfortable and confident in what we're teaching. And I'm sure you will once you've viewed 1 or more of them, and then go ahead and enroll. Again, it's analogous to the free samples that they give away at Sam's or Costco or stores like that, that they're so confident in what they're giving a sample of that they think there's a high probability that you'll buy it after you've tasted it. Well, here are your free samples. Okay, let's see. Annette says, she has a client that purchased the Capital Ready Package 2.0, and that's right. So we start the Capital Ready Package 2.0 with this 4-week curriculum. This is what happens the first 4 weeks of the Capital Ready Package 2.0. So in Annette's case, she collected the $2,500 from them. She kept half. She submitted half in, which is the normal split. And so then now we're going to take them through this 4-week curriculum. And the difference between just the 4-week curriculum versus the Capital Ready Package 2.0 is what happens in the end. If they're simply in the 4-week curriculum, this is what's included, right? This page. If they're in the Capital Ready Package 2.0, we're guaranteeing them at least $100,000 capital raise. So that means we're going to continue to work with them after this 4-week sequence to implement and keep working with them until they've raised at least $100,000. But you're right, Annette. So the first 4 weeks of the Capital Ready Package 2.0 is this, but it continues on where this stops after the 4-week session, unless they decide to continue to work with us. Very good. Bill says, great idea, thank you. Okay, we got a couple more minutes. Any other questions that anyone has about what we've talked about today? I'll summarize and you can go ahead and type into the Q&A box, like a chat box, if you have questions. So number one, what we clarified is that we have added links to each of the weekly sessions that you should and could go through to better understand the value proposition and content. And then, of course, you can direct your prospective affinity partners, your prospective clients to view any of these if they care to before they decide to engage to validate the importance, the value of the material. So that's how strong we are about this, or how confident we are about this. This is not going to deter people from enrolling. It's going to further motivate them to enroll. And then secondly, what we talked about was some of the different funding sources that are available, and we showed you a few of those a moment ago. Those are addressed in week 4's curriculum. And then thirdly and lastly, we talked about the Opportunity Fund. It is so important, because there's only 3 ways to get capital to grow a business: debt-based, equity-based, and earned income. Earned income is obviously the best of the 3. However, usually you won't be able to earn enough income to reach your potential. You'll need more capital than what you can probably sell. But for some of these small business owners, some of these entrepreneurs, they just flat out need some money coming in. Some of them are broke. Some of these folks are broke. And I'm not being negative about that, but if you're broke, you probably need some earned income as much as you need anything else. In fact, it's hard to borrow money when you're broke. Now, there are some types of capital that don't look at your bank statements or your current earned income, granted. But in general, if your business is not generating any profit, not generating any cash flow, you would be better off if it would. And this is our small way of helping them. Again, an extra $10,000 a month is not going to help them, retire and move off to Tahiti or the Bahamas. But an extra $10,000 a month for the average small business can be the difference between staying open or not. Okay, and so we have a question. Is there a guaranteed capital raise with a small business certification? Of course not. No, I mean, this is an educational sequence. We're building their loan package. We're helping them with their capital match. But you could have people that complete this 4-week curriculum and they don't suddenly qualify for $100,000. What we can do is then offer to help them to meet that criteria, but it would be too good to be true. And I get asked this almost on a daily basis. If I go through the 4-week program, am I guaranteed $100,000? Well, of course not. That'd be ludicrous. That there would be something wrong with someone saying that. Now, if they want to enroll in the Capital Ready program, then what we're saying is go through this 4-week curriculum and we'll continue to work with you until you raise $100,000. Now that makes sense. It means if there's work to be done, we continue to work with you to get there. Very good question. Alyssa asked, do we have to come to our office for training? Absolutely not. So we offer free trainings for qualified individuals pretty much every Friday. We usually start at 9 a.m. We normally end 3 to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. It just depends upon how much audience participation and how many people we have in the audience. But it's great, but it is not required. It is not required. Okay, and so we have a question about Capital Ready 2.0. Yeah, so the $100,000 guarantee is a unique element of the Capital Ready Package 2.0 because, and it makes sense if you think about it, because what we're saying is we'll continue to work with you after this 4-week lesson to raise at least $100,000. We promise to do that. We contractually guarantee to do that. And in this, we're just simply doing the 4-week sequence to build their lender compliant loan package, to build their financial literacy, to build out the personal and business credit, to give them the capital match, but that's where it stops. So this is like the first step. The capital ready package is this plus another step. Hopefully that makes more sense. And yes, the opportunity fund is available by going through the sequence. And then once they've completed banking and money, we're going to put together their capital match. And if they're needing earned income or just simply wanting more earned income, that's where the opportunity fund fits, right? Because it doesn't fit into the other two categories. It's not debt. We're not loaning them money that they have to pay back. They don't have to pay it back. And we're not asking for shares in their company. We're not becoming an equity partner. It's the third category, earned income. Awesome, awesome. So with that being said, I feel like more than ever, each of you are armed and empowered to be able to go out and spread the word and help a lot of people. I mean, the program is solid. And if you don't believe it, or you're not confident of it, or you're not clear of it, then resolve that, right? Go through the 4 lessons. If you want the full experience, enroll in the small business certification. And then, of course, we'll help you with the implementation steps as well. But regardless, just by going through these lessons, I think you'll probably learn a lot and also have a greater level of confidence and competence to go spread the word. Because as an affiliate, all you do is just drop people into your landing page, and you get paid on average $1,000 per conversion. Promote, drop them into your landing page, get paid on average $1,000. I don't know what better side gig there is. Now, if you want to earn more, then of course you become a joint venture partner or a branch office manager, but let's keep it simple right now. All right. Well, thanks everyone. We had a great discussion. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Have a good day. Bye.